Uzbekistan is a very dynamic country.
What makes American University of Technology different from other universities?
Our aim is to introduce a new model university.
Can cost almost 10 times more.
We have a promise to the President of the Republic.
Can compete in current job market.
The ambition of Uzbekistan is very promising.
Young people choosing a university.
Employability rate.
Opening doors for students and setting new standards in the region. Good day, dear viewers. It's our great honor to welcome Professor Dr. Said Irandoust, founding rector of American University of Technology. As a dynamic and newly established institution, American University of Technology represents a new generation of higher education institutions in Uzbekistan. University represents a modern approach to education, responding to ongoing reforms in Uzbekistan and the growing demand for globally competitive skills. Today, we will talk about the university's vision, educational reforms, and the role of modern universities in shaping human capital and national development. Dr. Irandoust, welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you for invitation. Great pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Let's start.
Please.
The number of international universities in Uzbekistan is growing, but American University of Technology, powered by Arizona State University, one of the top-ranked U.S. universities, stands out as one of the first American institutions in the country to rank among the top 200 globally and top 30 in the U.S., serving as one of the groundbreaking entities for American universities into Uzbek higher education market. So, can you please share with us what inspired you to establish the American University of Technology in Uzbekistan?
There are many reasons. We are inspired by the fact that Uzbekistan is a very dynamic country in a very dynamic region. A huge population of young people in need of capacity building, relevant education, quality education, training. The country has been and is undergoing major reforms, both in terms of education, research and innovation, but also social reforms, economical reforms, etc. So it is a right place to be and contribute to sustainable development of Uzbekistan, the region and beyond. So it is an exciting country, exciting region to be in.
Thank you. As we know, American University of Technology is powered by Arizona State University, which is ranked first in innovation, which is ahead of MIT and Stanford. Also, university has been ranked second in US for employability among public universities. And my question, what makes American University of Technology different from other universities in local context in Uzbekistan?
As you mentioned earlier in your introduction, our aim is to introduce a new model university here in Uzbekistan based on best international practices. That includes many dimensions, such as the relevance of the programs we introduce, the relevance of curriculum, the courses, but also the way we interact with students, with faculty and staff, but also the way we interact with professions, workplaces. All these are important factors to be considered when we decided to set up a new university with a new American approach for higher education. So first of all, we make sure that we have relevant programs for the needs of country. We make sure that our offerings are in line with national priorities here in Uzbekistan. That's a very important first factor. Number two is that we want to make sure that we can attract competent, interested faculty members who can actually implement these advanced and relevant high-quality educational programs in local context. The third factor is to attract motivated, interested students. and who are also qualified to be part of this exciting journey with us. And number 4 is the importance of establishing local connections to industries, workplaces here in Uzbekistan, who can support the implementation of relevant programs with high impact for Uzbekistan and beyond.
What challenges American University of Technology has faced after foundation to engage Uzbek students, and what tools did they use?
Of course, as a new institution, as you know, we were formally established last part of 2024. We started formally our university in October 2024. And within very short time, we were able to recruit a number of very talented top students to our first 2 educational degree programs, 2 bachelor's programs. We were ourselves quite surprised that we could introduce our university so quickly in the Uzbek market. It has been a very exciting journey since our first few months in 2024 and onward. As you know, today we have 11 degree programs, 8 bachelor's program, 3 master's program with more than 500 students within quite short time. I'm talking about more or less 1 year. Within 1 year, we were able to launch so many programs and also attract so many students. We have established a number of important partnership with industries already after 1 year. This has been, of course, very challenging. We had to address a number of important issues. How do we introduce our university in a very competitive market with so many international universities already in Uzbekistan, with many more years here than us? How do we talk to students about the importance of quality and relevance, employability, international recognized degree? How we formulate our messaging to students? But not only to students, to our industrial partners. How do we attract top faculty colleagues and staff to our universities? I think the one important factor for our success for this within this short period of time has been our attention to importance of culture of the institution. We have from day one implemented American academic culture in our university, and that has been a very important enabling factor to attract top students and top faculty and colleagues to our university. Without interested, good quality students, faculty and staff, it would have been much more difficult. Systems, technology, everything around that is very important, but I personally believe that the most important factor for success is access to people. At the end, good faculty, staff and students make the difference.
So my next question, can you please elaborate on the campus and the staff of the university so our viewers get more information about the university?
It is very important for us to make sure that we have truly international environment, academic environment at our university. We are trying very hard to make sure that we attract faculty members with different cultures, perspectives, educational background, international experience, in order to make sure that we have a diversity of teaching and learning approach, but also diversity in views, approaches, etc. All these factors will be important for students when it comes to train them for critical thinking, to train them to see different perspectives and different way of thinking. When we interview faculty and staff for a possible position at our university, one important factor we pay attention to is the attitude towards students, towards colleagues, their philosophy and approach when it comes to teaching and learning. And currently, we are very happy that we have colleagues, faculty staff from many different countries, of course from Uzbekistan, but also from neighboring countries, from Europe, from South Asia, from US, of course, from Canada. So we have a diversity of cultures, perspectives, educational background within our university, which is very, very important for high quality, relevant programs.
Thank you. Something interesting that I want to highlight, studying at the US university like Arizona State University can cost almost 10 times more than studying at the American University of Technology here in Uzbekistan. Why do you think there is a huge difference in cost, and what's the goal behind keeping local tuition so much lower? And most importantly, do you think this impacts the quality of education or the opportunities that students receive?
Let me go back to the mission of our university. We have, although we are a private university, but we have a very strong social mission here in Uzbekistan. Just like ASU, our partner, Arizona State University in US, we have a strong social mission. We are very keen to make sure that we have an inclusive approach in line with this social mission. We want to include as many young, interested talents as possible to make sure that country, Uzbekistan, in the very near future will have access to many more competent and motivated young graduates. So in this line, affordability is also important. We would like to make sure that our programs are not only of high quality and high relevance, but also as much as possible affordable for big number of students in Uzbekistan and beyond from the region. So that is the reason we try to keep our tuition fees as low as possible in Uzbekistan. As you know, our university is based on a presidential decree. We have a promise to the President of the Republic to make sure that we introduce a new model university based on best practices from US. But also we would like to, in this line, also be very inclusive. And we try our best to make sure that our tuition fees are affordable for majority of young people here in Uzbekistan. I also would like to add that this doesn't mean that we compromise with issues related to relevance and quality. We believe that it is possible to introduce programs of high quality and relevance with the tuition fees which we have actually introduced for our university here in Uzbekistan.
Thank you. And how do you see the role of your university evolving in today's higher education landscape?
As you mentioned, it's a competitive higher education market in Uzbekistan, like in many other parts of the world. Many countries are realizing more and more that the most important engine for a sustainable development of their countries is access to competent, motivated graduates. So this is a very important factor when it comes to a national development agenda. And as I mentioned, we have a very special mission in Uzbekistan to contribute to socio-economic development of the country through educational activities, but also within the near future through our research and development programs and activities. One very important factor for us is to make sure that we involve, when we design and implement our educational programs, we want to make sure that we have not only access to top knowledge of top faculty across the globe, but also we would like to, from very start, involve professionals, working adults from professions. We believe that the right concept is to integrate academic knowledge with knowledge from different professions. Doing so will accelerate new knowledge creation within the universities and workplaces. So if you come to AUT today, you will see professors, lecturers, not only from academia, but also from industries, workplaces. Knowledge is developed not only within universities. Knowledge is developed on a daily basis wherever you have competent people in many professions, in many workplaces. And we would like to actually bring in that knowledge to our university, integrate it with our academic knowledge, and give the best updated knowledge to our students. I think this is one important criteria for success for our university.
Thank you. And what do you think? What's the key educational reforms in Uzbekistan that create new opportunities for international universities or in general for universities today?
I think attention which Uzbekistan through our focal ministry, Ministry for Higher Education, Science and Innovation is paying to quality-related issue is the key. I think country is paying more and more attention to quality and relevance issues, which is very positive for our sector. I think the ambition of Uzbekistan is very promising, very positive, namely to bring in best international practices from not only from US but from all over the world into Uzbekistan, into our institutions. I think this is a very important step. International education is not only a question of student mobility, it's also our ability to bring into our institution international best practices and our ability to integrate those practices, that knowledge with our own processes, systems in Uzbekistan. And I think government is demonstrating that will, that intention, day by day, and introducing a number of important incentives and processes to, to encourage academic institution in Uzbekistan to actually progress in this direction.
Thank you. And how have these reforms made by the government of Uzbekistan influenced American University of Technology's academic model and institutional development?
Of course, it's very important because we are, as a Uzbek institution, we very much depend on the vision of the ministry. I can say that we are very inspired by the recent, especially the recent indications from the ministry to pay more attention to issues related to quality in general. As you know, quality has many dimensions in higher education, and I'm very happy that the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Innovation is paying more attention, as I mentioned earlier, to issues of relevance for quality of teaching and learning. We have to make sure that our graduates are competent in a global labor market. Today's graduates are not competing only with graduates from other national universities within their boundaries, within their countries, but they very much compete with many graduates from all over the world. We have to make sure that our graduates who have spent 4 years for an undergraduate program, invested lots of time and money, they also get value for their investment in time and money in terms of being competitive in a global labor market. And our interaction with ministry is very strong. And we have continuous discussion and dialogue with the ministry. And we are very much inspired that we are actually working in a country with this high level of ambition.
Yes, thank you. I fully agree with you. And as you mentioned, it's very important to prepare the students that can compete in current job market. And what do you think? Which skills and competences should universities should prioritize to prepare students for the future job market?
Right. Of course, the very obvious issue is related to skills, which are important part of their future professional career. Students need to have relevant scientific skill within their domain of study, within their discipline. Things which our professors on daily basis teaching students. So that is first important dimension of good educational offering. But it's not enough. There is a need for many more skills to be learned by students which cannot be taught in a classroom, but equally important as hard skills. I'm referring to a number of transferable skills, such as critical thinking, questioning things, developing one's ability to think more strategically, ability of students to learn new things fast, their social intelligence, ability to connect to people, networking skills, communication skills, intercultural communication skills, ability to work in multicultural teams. All these so-called transferable skills are also important in order to make sure that graduates are employable in a global labor market. But I also would like to mention that being employable is one thing, but we also try to train our students when it comes to ability to create their own businesses, to develop and implement new business ideas, and by that creating new businesses and job opportunities for many, many more graduates. So ability to be employable is important, but also equally important is ability to start new ideas, new businesses, etc. A challenge for many universities is also that the job market is also changing rapidly. So we have to prepare students for the demands of a job market which is continuously undergoing changes, rapid changes. And this is a very exciting challenge for universities to handle. I would like to mention that internationalization is very important for universities, especially for many national universities in Uzbekistan. And I don't mean internationalization as a symbolic act, but a solid and impactful internationalization. And that has many dimensions. Traditionally, many universities in Uzbekistan have been focusing on certain dimensions of internationalization, such as modernization of the curriculum and study plans, which is important. Faculty exchange, faculty development, student exchange, all these have been implemented in many universities in Uzbekistan as part of their strategic internationalization. But I would like to mention that there are other new approaches in internationalization which are equally important. I'm very much in favor of implementing short-term academic exchanges in terms of a modular approach, not necessarily a long-term international collaboration, but international collaboration in limited but very focused knowledge areas. The importance of digital transformation, AI readiness is another important factor to be considered in internationalization. I think AI and AI-enabled teaching and learning and assessment will also open new opportunities for international collaboration. This is also an area which is very new, which we need jointly with our partner institution elaborate a bit more and try to see how we can utilize AI in internationalization of universities.
Thank you. My next question, how can modern universities contribute to human capital development at the national level?
What is important is to make sure that when we design new educational programs, such as degree programs at bachelor or graduate levels, but also when universities try to decide strategic research and development direction for the universities, we have to make sure that all these intentions, programs, are aligned with national development priorities. This is very important. So not education and research for the sake of education and research, but it needs to be purposive. It needs to be aligned with national development priorities. So that is the first step. The second step is to try to bring in from all over the world the best practices, the best international proven practices to our institutions, and by that catalyze the knowledge development of interest for national development priorities.
Thank you. And what advice would you give to young people choosing a university and career path today?
I would like to recommend prospective students who are interested to start their university studies. First of all, make sure that the university they would like to study at is recognized, reputable. Try to understand how teachers, faculty members, staff of the university are interacting with the students. What is the culture, the academic culture of institution? It's important for students to find out if the culture, the academic culture of institutions are enabling students to reach their full potential as students. Second important factor is the international linkages of the university, the ability of these universities to link students to many more institutions abroad, networking. That's also important. So students should try to find out the international partnership of the universities, the possibility for students to study 1 or 2 semesters abroad if they so decide. And finally, try to look into some details, such as what is the employability rate among graduates of that university in the job market. These are few simple but important factors to be considered.
Thank you. Today we have learned how AUT is bringing world-class education to Uzbekistan, opening doors for students and setting new standards in the region. Thank you, Dr. Irandoust, for sharing your insights and helping us understand the opportunities and challenges in modern higher education.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pictures?
Yes.
Share those pictures with you so that and then we can
Thank you.